I think one of the most important things that I wish I had known when I left art school was actually how to make money as an artist. So in this video, we're going to discuss exactly that. We're going to have a look at lots of different revenue streams on how you can make money with your artwork. So first up, we're just going to talk about the artwork itself, being able to sell your originals. Obviously, as an artist, you want to be able to sell the artwork that you are creating, whether that's online or whether that is in a gallery or in an exhibition. So selling your originals is going to make a really significant income for you as an artist, and those originals are hopefully going to have a nice hefty price tag to them. However, those are going to take you quite a lot of time to create, and sometimes galleries can be quite difficult to get into. You have to make sure you're networking and knowing the right people sometimes. However, if you've got a large following online, sometimes you don't necessarily need to know these contacts for galleries, and you might be able to simply sell your artwork online. From that point of selling your originals, people might also really like your style and they might then ask for commissions. So you could open yourself up for commissions and make money that way. You're then on a contract to fulfill that piece of artwork for that client, and then you get paid for that commission that you are creating. However, once those originals and those commissions have been sold, you then don't earn any more money from those pieces. So what you could consider from those is making prints. So taking good photographs of your work and then getting nice high quality prints from those. Outsourcing that printing and selling some higher quality prints of your artwork. You could then create other merchandise with your artwork on it, such as bags, mugs. You could think about t-shirts, lots of different merchandise ideas that you could consider for your artwork. I think stationery is also a really interesting way to go, and I've seen other artists that have created some really lovely artwork and then put it onto stationery, such as washi tapes and stickers. You could think about sketchbooks, notebooks, calendars. There's so many things that you could diversify into when it comes to stationery. But the one thing that you need to consider is then packaging and shipping of these items if you are doing it yourself. If you haven't quite got the startup money for a stationery side business, or you haven't got the money for the printing of your artwork, then you could consider a print on demand option. So you could simply do print on demand of your prints, but you could then look into loads of other print on demand products. This is really endless. I've seen so many different things before and what you can offer on print on demand. The thing that you need to consider with the print on demand though is the profit margins, because you're outsourcing that with a third party company. They are obviously going to take some of that profit, and that's one thing you should be considering. However, if you're starting out, this could be a really good way for you to earn a bit of money before you then can outlay and outsource those items to then sell yourself. But the print on demand would work as a really nice passive income, because you wouldn't then have to do any of that work to make sure that you're getting it sent out. It's going to be doing it all automatically for you. You would just have to create the product, make sure it's digital, put it onto the website, and then it's good to go. People will then be able to buy it. Digital downloads also work as a really nice passive income. You would have to create that product, but then once it's uploaded onto the platform you're selling on, it's then going to create a really nice passive income for you. It could be that you're creating digital download invites, templates. It could be that you're creating teaching resources. There's lots of ways in which you could sell digital downloads online. Once you've created it, it's on there to sell, and you're just getting that money trickling in, and it works as a really nice passive income. And then another idea I would put in with prints and merchandise would be to sell at art fairs, art and craft fairs. There's so many of them around that you would be able to sell your products at. And another really good thing about art fairs is that you would get to meet lots of other artists and network with them, and also lots of people would have their eyes on your artwork that might not necessarily have seen your artwork before. So it's a really good way of building up new customers and creating new clients. So it could then lead to further art commissions or selling originals outside of your prints and your other merchandise. So having more eyes on your work is only ever going to be a good thing. Okay, next idea would be licensing and providing your artwork for licensing. Absolutely everything around us has been designed or created by a creative person. I once had my local university come into my school to talk to the students about creative education, and one thing that really stuck out to me was the opening statement that they made, which was if it wasn't for creative people, you would be standing naked in a field, meaning that like all of our clothes have been designed by creative people. Architects have designed and created the buildings that we're working in, so absolutely everything has been created by an artist or creative person. So why not be one of those people that can sell your designs, sell your work for licensing to go onto products. Now there are loads of different websites that you can license your work on, so definitely be worth considering, and then you may even see your artwork that is on other products. You could also offer art consultations online, so it could be via a video call or it could be over email, but you could offer consultations to people who might not know how to purchase art, on how to style art in their home. There's lots of ways in which you could consult from being an artist, but you could consult on your expertise and offer those to corporations or smaller businesses and offer those online or even in person and earn some income by doing that. This next bracket of ideas on how you can make money as an artist is going to consider education. There's lots of ways in which you can make money through art education. Now, I personally teach at a high school. I work 3 days a week. I teach from ages 11 all the way up to 16. I personally really enjoy teaching the older students because they're starting to consider their own styles, their own interests, and what they're wanting to talk about with their artwork. And I would personally find it really interesting to teach the next level up, so I'd really like to teach post 16. Just keep in mind though that if you're wanting to teach within a high school, you do need to have a teaching qualification. Some schools will take on an instructor in that subject, but just remember you're going to then get paid less money for that. You have to weigh up the option on whether it's worth getting a qualification in and spending that money to get that qualification, which is going to take a bit of time to gain. It usually takes about a year if you've already got a degree. But depending on your education level and also your expertise, you could then consider teaching in a college, or you could consider lecturing at a university, because these are also going to be really good ways for you to inspire the next generation of artists. And I think that this is a really interesting way for artists to collaborate. It's a really interesting way for students to learn how to critique their own work by speaking to other artists and learning from artists. So it's a really important factor for the art industry is having artists that also work in the education system. If working for an institution or university, college is not your type of thing, you could consider online tutorials. These would then become passive income. So once you've made these online tutorials, perhaps they're a video tutorial, there's lots of different websites in which you could upload tutorial videos onto, such as Skillshare, and then you would be able to earn that passive income off of those videos. Or you could even create your own website specifically for your tutorials on your particular medium. Now, if you like a little bit more of that interaction with people whilst you're teaching them, then maybe consider workshops. Workshops are a really fun way to engage with people on learning a new skill. So you could offer beginner workshops in a particular medium or skill. and offer those out for small groups and then teach a specific workshop. You could then offer workshops throughout the year, but workshops are a really fun way for you to meet new people, share your skills, and also make a really decent income. And it could just be something that you kind of add into the rest of your portfolio of how you're making money. It builds up your reputation as an artist, and it will also kind of cement you as the go-to person for that particular skill within your area. So it could be a really good way for you to then springboard into other aspects of earning money as an artist. If online tutorials aren't quite what you're looking for, maybe you can consider one-to-one tutoring or small group tutoring. This could be online or in person. It could be to help another artist build a portfolio, or it could be to help younger people build up their skill level, or it could just be that you're helping other people who are of a similar age to you build their confidence and build a new skill. With one-to-one or small group tutoring, you know the people who are going to be there really want to be there. Unlike the high school teaching, you know, you're going to be teaching only to people that are really passionate about it and really want to be there. They'll be looking for a really specific type of thing that they would like tutoring on, and if you are able to offer that skill, it'd be a really good way for you to make an additional income. Again, this could be weekly, it could be bi-weekly or monthly, depending on what you want to offer. And then the last item that I have on the sort of education route of making money as an artist would be online courses. Sometimes online courses get a bit of a bad reputation because some people are just churning them out to make lots and lots of money. But if you're really doing your research, you're showing the skills and teaching exactly what you think people need to know, then you are going to be a go-to for these courses. I would suggest that if you're going to do courses, you really do your research, you really put in the time and effort to make a high quality piece of work when it comes to the course itself, because obviously that's then going to sell. If it's really high quality, people are going to want to buy it, and then if you create another one in the future, you're going to be a trusted course provider and people will then come back to you and hopefully be repeat customers. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to discuss is earning money by putting in applications. So lots of different councils or even companies will have bursaries and grants available for artists, and it's definitely worth having a little search to see what types of bursaries or what type of art grants are available in your local area, because there is quite a lot of money within this. Now, these can be very competitive, and it definitely requires you to be quite established with your art medium, so I would keep that in mind. If you're a beginner, it might be quite difficult for you to earn money through grants or bursaries. Grants are given to artists after application processes, and a lot of the time you do have to then stipulate how you are going to spend the grant money, and sometimes you do also have to provide evidence of how you have spent that money on your equipment, your resources, etc. So it's definitely something to keep in mind if you've got a body of work you want to create or you have already created and you need some additional funding for it. Bursaries are very similar, however they don't necessarily always have those stipulations on having to provide the evidence of how the money has been spent, and it doesn't necessarily have that sort of tie-in like the grant does. In a very similar vein, I've added in art prizes. There are so many different art prizes that you can enter your artwork into, but again there are going to be different requirements for what particular art prizes you can enter, and typically the prizes are cash prizes. So there might be certain demographics that you fall into that you'd be able to then enter an art prize for, and if you're within the first, second or third prize winner, you typically will earn some money. If, however, you don't win one of those top spots, there's usually an exhibition that is also associated to those art prizes, and your work would typically go on display in that exhibition, which would then give you more kind of coverage and exposure for your artwork. So it's a really good way of you building up your name in the art world. And the last idea I have for this particular little group of ideas would be an artist in residence. Now, again, there will be certain requirements that you have to fulfill for an artist in residence application. So it might be that you have to be part of a certain demographic, or have a body of work that relates to a certain sort of topic, but it's definitely worth considering. This would be really good yet again for your artist resume if you're looking to be within that sort of gallery scene. But there's lots and lots of different types of artists in residence. It might be that it's in an educational setting, it could be on location, more of sort of a leisure residency, or it could be that it's involved with a museum or a gallery. So there's lots of different types of artists in residencies that are available, and usually they would include some sort of accommodation, a space for you to work in and develop artwork, and then usually there would be some sort of way of you to exhibit your artwork alongside earning money. So it's definitely worth looking into, but again, they can be very competitive, but it is a really good way for you to network if that is what you are looking to do with your artwork, and if that's the direction you're really wanting to take. If you're willing to travel and you can take time out from where you usually live, from where you might be working, then it's a really good way for you to build up a body of artwork and become even more known as an artist. Okay, we're going to think about social media. Social media these days is such a great way to have your artwork seen that, you know, even 10 years ago we may not have really had access to. I know when I graduated I would have really loved to have access to social media. I graduated towards the end of the recession, and at that particular time it was really quite difficult to kind of establish myself and figure out what I was needing to do to become an artist. So if I had access to social media, I think that would have made everything 10 times easier. However, that's not to say that social media is really easy. For instance, if we're thinking about YouTube, there are loads of opportunities to earn money on YouTube. However, it does take quite a while to build an audience, and it does take quite a lot of work and dedication to ensure you're creating videos for your audience. Once you have established your audience and you've met all of the criteria, you can then start earning money through AdSense on your YouTube channel. You can also then earn sponsorships, which you can supplement into your income as an artist. These sponsorships can be quite worthwhile if you have established yourself as an artist on a social media platform. You could also look into affiliates. So if you're recommending art materials, or if you have a sponsorship from a particular company, you could then make additional money on the affiliate links that you are showing in your videos. I myself do offer affiliate links through Jackson's. I really love shopping with Jackson's, so I will always have an affiliate link in my description box for Jackson's, which gives all of my viewers 10% off their shop if they are a new customer. This is a good way to earn additional money, whether that's just for your art materials or it does help build up your income. But it is a nice way to earn a little bit of a kickback and a little bit of additional money. And then alongside the affiliates and the sponsorships on social media, you could consider websites like Patreon, Ko-Fi, you could think of Buy Me a Coffee, and you could then have exclusive content for the fans that that are wanting to support you, that are buying into your exclusive fan club, as it were. So you could offer different tier levels for your fan club and then offer different exclusive items within each of those tier levels. It could be exclusive tutorial videos, it could be that you have exclusive digital downloads like screensaver backgrounds, it could be that you offer a live stream each month. There's loads of different ways in which you could tailor your Patreon or whatever website you choose to use for your fans, and it's a really good way for you to then connect on a more personal level with the people who are supporting you. Live streaming could also be a really valuable way to build up that rapport with your audience, so there could be a little bit more of a connection because they could ask you questions and then get an immediate response. It could also be another way of you earning an additional income because you could get super stickers or however you might earn money on other platforms, but it could be a really nice way for you to interact with your audience, get to know them a little bit better and also them to know you a little bit better, and it could then help either present your work to a wider audience because YouTube will be pushing out your videos on the live platform. The idea of struggling artists should be long gone. There's so many ways in which you can earn money now from being an artist, and I think it's been made so much easier for us through the internet and social media that there really shouldn't be anything that stops you from following your passion in wanting to earn money as an artist. If you found today's video useful, make sure you give it a thumbs up so it helps push it out to more people, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.